Let's see. Let me know if y'all can hear me. 4:44. Okay. 4:44. Let me see what's today. Okay. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know how the sound is. Okay, we in Saturn now. Jupiter, excuse me. Jupiter. Well, it was just Saturn 437. Jupiter to 534. Then we go into Mars. Okay, this is going to be quite the vibe. So, here we are again. Let's see the way this goes. But we got Pluto going direct on the 8th. Okay. And it's been retrograde since the day before the start of the eclipse season. We have the full moon in Aries coming up the day after that. The day after Pluto goes direct, the day after is the full moon in Aries. So there's that. So this is where we were speaking of the Aries energy, along with Mars being a lower octave of Pluto. The way that leaf just moved, you would have thought somebody literally just moved it that way. The air did. Anywho, so Pluto in Capricorn going direct has been in retrograde since the end of April. Right before the new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Taurus, basically purging you from all that you would instinctively do, even if it's not in alignment to your core values. So the new moon in Taurus having to do with core values. Speaking of Taurus, new moons are about a clean slate. It's also bringing in the opening or the start to new opportunities that are in alignment to what it is that you value. See, a lot of the tests that you experience will have to do with what are you going to do based on what it is that you value. Or are you going to look at what it is that is external to you as something greater than what is within? Because what is within is what you're actually bringing out without you. Okay, so Pluto in Capricorn goes direct the day before the full moon in Aries. Full moon. So full moon in Aries with Chiron also in Aries, happening the day after Pluto goes direct. When I tell you this is a wonderful time to experience life and to observe it, but also, but more so, the ability to do both simultaneously. Okay, so Pluto going direct basically allows you to rebuild your psyche. Pluto going direct is giving you an opportunity to rebuild your psyche from everything that it has destroyed for the potential of regeneration for the moments to come. That's why some of you could also be feeling a little tired because you're at that point where you're going through a different change, and this change is going to happen regardless. Why? The way this one here keeps coming out today, this is the second time this came out when I was just pulling cards just to see what the energy was, collective, personal, whichever. Then it comes out again as the message to start with y'all. The Phoenix for the second time, which would be the spirit animal of Scorpio energy or Pluto energy. Okay, so we are also approaching Scorpio season. There's just so much that's happening above you all right now that below has to connect. Now, for some, it would seem like a tower depending on what shifts have to happen for this sudden change to come in. But even if it feels abrupt, it's actually going to bring you enlightenment. I see a squirrel now. Whatever this is that is being rebuilt definitely has something to do with where you have sacrificed yourself. Okay. And this speaks of 12th house energy or Pisces energy, but having to do with self-undoing. We are approaching the full moon in Aries, the day after Pluto goes direct. Now, Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio, and then we have the full moon in Aries, which is ruled by Mars, Mars being the lower octave of Pluto, or vice versa, Pluto being the higher octave of Mars. Let's look at a little bit more into this. Let's look a little bit more into this before we even go into the cards, okay? So Pluto has to do with death, rebirth, sex, the higher octave of Mars, causes the breakdown of psychological blocks that prevent evolutionary growth and regeneration. The energy of Pluto, especially being retrograde, has been the cause for the collective to break down psychological blocks that prevent evolutionary growth. This is also where you're seeing a lot of truth coming out too. See what I'm saying? So Phoenix, it's 3 levels of the scorpion. The eagle and the dove rules regenerative faculties of cells and reproductive organs. So if there's a regeneration of the cells, this is really talking about getting to the root of it for deep cellular healing. So now with Pluto going direct on the 8th on top of that, being the 8th having to do with Scorpio energy or the 8th house, which speaks of deep, intense emotions. For some, this could have something to do with your finances that are connected to other people. So if you have this energy where your resources, or let's say like if your North Node is in the 8th house or something like that, you would have to be mindful of the relationships that you have, because your purpose in life is in the house of deep, intense emotions, as well as the way that you attain your finances or your resources to other people. Okay? Just to put that out there. Or anywhere you may have the 8th house in your chart as far as a planet or an object in that sign, in that house. Because this would be speaking of the area of your life if we're talking about the 8th house. Now, going into the day after Pluto goes direct, which would be the full moon in Aries at 16 degrees, which would be a Cancerian degree. And that would be the moon. Full moon in Aries. Full moons have to do with completions and results due to forgiveness. Meaning, forgiveness allows you to walk away from a situation with love. That without it, you're gonna have to backtrack to complete that cycle. It's like you can't skip certain boards. This ain't it's like this whatever this is something that you cannot skip. Even if you do quantum leap, no matter how often you quantum leap, there's a specific tool that allows you to quantum leap this level, but you have to go into this level to know what that key is or to attain that key. That type of thing. So Mars speaks of ego, aggression, sexual drive, individuality, survival, the yang, passion, courage, competition, sports, war, stamina, being independent in relationships, conflict, force, vigor, mechanical ability. Mars rules the muscles, male genitalia, and red corpuscles, nose and excretory tract. So, hmm, notice how this would be the time of the year also for some people where they start sneezing and coughing. That could also be where you're releasing a lot. I just looked at the paper and my eyes got right to the throat, but that would be connected to Venus. Speaking of Venus, though, so the reason why you may still feel that effect of Mercury retrograde, let's say for some up until December, when it comes to communication and love, perhaps specifically when it comes to communication and love, is having to do with Venus being invisible until December 2nd. Okay, so if you're in a partnership at this time and you sense that it may be rocky due to communication, just know that Venus is invisible, especially if you're a Taurus or Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising, big time. Just be mindful of that. I feel like that would also be a message for those who have Mars transiting the houses of communication, third, seventh, and 11th, or air, rather. But anyway, so we got Pluto going direct, y'all. This is the moment to rebuild a new psychological persona, way of being, way of doing, the way you see yourself. Okay. So, whatever it is that you could be experiencing right now, just know that you are this phoenix at this present moment. Because this card has been coming out a lot today. Okay. You are the phoenix at the present moment. And the phoenix also represents the root chakra, as well as Aries would. Okay. So with the full moon in Aries, you could also see where forgiveness is key at this point in time, because it also brings forth the energy of every man for themselves is also what I'm getting. Some of you are going to, see situations where you're realizing where the way you see love and the way others are seeing love and your connection to that, or why there may be an energetic imbalance around you, depending on the partnerships that you have around you. So that's one thing about this channel. If you're new to my channel, when I'm channeling, I turn to look at this oak tree. And if I'm channeling, you'll hear me go from like something you can research and download at the same time. So just take what resonates with you. But yeah, a lot is usually, as far as like what would cause you to go through a journey of cellular healing. The phoenix is showing a lot of the root chakra, right? And the full moon in Aries being at 16 degrees, it's connected to Cancer or the moon or the fourth house, which has to do with the root, foundation, or your ancestors. This is why a lot of you are really going to be receiving some or experiencing amazing turnarounds in your life right now. With Pluto and Capricorn going direct, which is the polar opposite to Cancer, fourth house. You're going to see a lot of changes in your status and, when it comes to the outside world, because you know yourself. They're seeing what you see. You're not in this space no more where you're seeing what they see and going off of that. No, now you know yourself. Now you know yourself. See, some may have to hear this message because they may feel like they're not at that point, but you just have to see it from a different perspective. This message is definitely for you. Now, so 2 squirrels already. Trust the universe and the nudges that it's giving you. That's another thing that I've been seeing a lot more of lately. Blue jays. And usually when they come around, it's a vibe of seeing a lot of synchronicities. Answers to your questions quicker than you expect. Also, for those of you who, if you have cards, if you have your own cards, a lot of the questions that you're asking and they're being answered, one of the ways source is telling me that your ancestors is reaching you is by giving you a glimpse of an image of one of the cards out of any of the decks that you have, or if it's just that one deck, that's where the message is. Now, if you notice that and you don't get to pulling the messages at that moment, they want you to pay attention to the moment you choose to dive into the message from the glimpse that you got. Check the moon cycle, the sign that it's in, and definitely look up the planetary hour of that moment that you're looking into, the message that you were given a glimpse of. Okay, so it seems like y'all can hear me because ain't nobody said shit about whether y'all can hear me. But I'm going to continue. Oh, Knight of Pentacles. Long journey. Thank you, Mama Universe and Papa Universe. I connect my heart and soul to the heart and soul of Mama Universe and Papa Universe. I connect my heart and soul to the heart and soul of my angels, spirit guides, and ancestors that guide and protect me. I connect my heart and soul to the heart and soul of the gods and goddesses that flow through me, as me for you, and I collected tears on my eye to see, always in connection of the Most High. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. So, thank you, my love. Thank you, Goddess. All right. So, yeah, use this moment right now. Okay. For some of you, this may feel like a personal reading. I welcome you to be at that state within your energy, as always. But something about this, and as we are approaching the Pluto being direct, it's like the moment that you've been waiting to exhale. You're sensing it now. Those of you who have children, this is about the time that your water breaks. This is around the time that your water breaks. What's going on right now? There's that. So, this is the water breaking and a beautiful delivery. As I said, that bird just hopped up on the branch. What time is that? 5:04. Okay. I'm going to pull the mermaid card before I grab another animal spirit card. Don't forget to like the video, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Okay. Source, what do you want the collective to know regarding Pluto direct, a new Psyche? Now, as far as the asteroid Psyche, okay, which is a goddess, it's the goddess of the soul. Aww. The goddess of the soul. And Pluto direct is allowing that refreshed souls, like you reconnecting with yourself on a whole nother level. It's like you've been doing this, you've been getting bits and pieces. Now you're getting a full fucking platter. Okay, with this Phoenix rising here. So, always feels personal. Welcome, love. Telling you, another card wanted to come out, but this one felt strong. Like the way this came out feels like what the Phoenix is doing, because the way this deck speaks of the cards, we have a spirit deck out, a spirit card, right? Now, the figures of the spirit section, they're creatures of the ethers, okay? So it says here, the creatures of the spirit element do not live on earth as we know it. They are inhabitants of a dimension beyond, the cosmic ether. These 7 trump cards represent significant challenges or awakenings on the subtle level. So we also want to pay attention to when we see that Chariot card, but that's also the energy of the full moon in Aries being at 16 degrees, which would make it a Cancerian degree. So Aries, Cancer, Pluto, and Capricorn, that's 3 out of the 4 cardinal signs that we in Libra season right now. 23 on the timer. And as you watch this on a replay, pay attention to the way the energy is flowing. It's giving me a vibe of like MapQuest. I just found out I'm pregnant and heard my spirit very confirmed their name. Oh, congratulations. You go, honey. No, that's right. I'm happy, very calm about this birth. I'll be fixed. Congratulations, honey. I know that's right. So look, y'all. The Phoenix rising is bringing in miracles. I just saw the word phone. Wow. The ancestors, when I tell you the way the ancestors are moving right now, they're moving differently because they're not moving from a wounded space. So they're connecting with those that are at a higher vibration, similar to like the phoenix energy. So you have your ancestors from the cosmic ethers on some real shit. They're all here. This is why these miracles are going to occur. This is why certain things are going to shift without you being able to stop it from shifting. And I tell you, this is an amazing moment right now. And it's literally been raining out here since Saturday. And the sun is coming up tomorrow on a Thursday, which is Jupiter, which speaks of expansion. Expansion, daddy. Aww. Phoenix is what he called you too. Hola, amor. So, it says here, these seven trump cards represent significant challenges or awakenings on the subtle level, and the phoenix is the very first one. Speaking of um, the seven and the root chakra, then the level of the inner spirit or soul, like guardians from another realm, they are watchful and protective when we are at a crossroads in our lives. This is like the this is like the championship of all crossroads. So they have this shit filled wild. I had a feeling it would be like that. Because when I go into these like moments where I'm just like dazing out and yeah. Several spirit cards indicate the force of life is moving us in new directions. Trust is key with the spirit cards as life shifts in big ways. Questions may seem unanswerable, the future unknown, but you're in a perfect place. Even if you have the perception that you're in control, you're not. Grace surrounds the situation and steers the wheel. So that's basically the essence of this first spirit card out of this deck. Let's grab one more here. I was just about to tell you, we'll look more into the definition of it of the phoenix as we go through. We're going to feel it out. Yeah, we're going to feel this out. We're going to feel this out. You have dreaming, patience, and inner knowing. It's like this is something you're about to manifest. You usually want to express yourself about this with people 28 that you love and you care for deeply, but you know how sacred it was from the very beginning that you move in a much wiser fashion than you have with anything else in your life. This is similar to now applying what you know because you had a similar experience before. But now when you applying what you know, you even from the very beginning, you knew the time frame. You had an idea that the time frame will be a little stretched out to get to where you're at right now. Okay? But time meant nothing to you. This is a moment that you were willing to surrender. Granted, you have emotions, so you're gonna have your moments where you go up and down with it. However, this is one of those things where you're not going to be able to go that damn low to where you say forget it. It's so sacred that the level of the guides that you have around you, supporting you from the very beginning, is like they doubled up, tripled up around like now. It's like you were given as much rope as you can to do what you can do for you. That's why it's important to never give up, though. Especially when you know it's something that's in alignment to your purpose, because there are other things that you have to do, that you have to give up to get to where you're going, where you won't give up. I'm going to grab a animal spirit for this dreaming card here, okay? Because the phoenix is bringing miracles. I want to see what's connected to this, because I feel like the phoenix bringing in miracles required a lot of patience here for it to become something physical. So we're speaking of like Scorpio, Sag, Capricorn energy, going from water to the fire to earth. Now it's right now we're in the season of air. So the spiritual season of air, Libra. Going into the spiritual season of water, spiritual season of fire, spiritual season of earth, back to air, water, so on and so forth. So after the second, I'm saying something here. After the second spiritual water season, you go into Aries, the warrior, the physical representation of the fire. At least in the physical. Bringing it back around to, well, full moon in Aries. Because what I just said there, speaking of the spiritual signs go from Libra to Pisces. That would be the spiritual aspect of the physical, from Aries to Virgo, right? And basically what I just stated has to do with the moment that we're approaching, as something starts to manifest, fully manifest in the physical based on who you are. The I am that I am, full moon in Aries. Let me see what this dreaming card is. What's the dreaming card? This is also having to do with the calling. Very strong calling. This came out reverse. No, it didn't. It felt like it did. The vulture. That just gave me straight Oshun energy immediately. But there has been, within your dream state, there has been a massive cleanup when it comes to the shadows of your crown chakra. And I feel like it got to do with mermaids too. On some real shit. You got the throat chakra here. See the same color? Got another spirit card now. Let's look at this. Be open right to it. Let's see what 517 is about. Let's see what 517 is about. Yeah. Wow. So this is what I mean. Whoever you are, this is somebody who is, I feel like most of y'all that are here are the ones to break generational binds, curses, whatever word you want to put alongside whatever it is that keeps you stuck or your bloodline stuck. You were the one that was here to purify it. The essential piece for rebalance. This is what I was saying before. When it comes to, you can quantum leap as much as you want, but there's a particular setting you have to experience in order to receive the key that's going to allow you to quantum leap whenever you choose to, wherever you choose to. Because without this is like the Hierophant too. There's two keys. Yo, that is it. That astrology and divination tool that you decide to use to bring you back to source. It's your own personal relationship with the divine. A lot of relationships with the divine has been something similar to education where they pour it into you. There's nothing that's coming out of you. And when it's being poured into you, this is when this is the awakening of certain demons, because it's like there's an imbalance in awareness to be able to, you know, say, okay, I don't want to do this because this, that, or whatever. And just doing it because you're told to. Going back to, you know, if you're going to continue to do something based off a tradition, or you're going to do it based off the experience that you have, and is it connected to your core values and what you want to do. So, and the vulture is the most misunderstood of all. This intriguing bird balances our ecosystem and prevents the spread of dis-ease. It does the dirty work that no one else wants to do and cleans up our messes. The vulture appears when there's a situation that needs to be purified or brought back into balance. Remember, the vulture is greatly undervalued. What you thought was a mistake or tragedy is a blessing in disguise, and it's confirming the dreaming card. So there's a situation that needs to be purified. Let me grab one more here. Because the black egg, if I'm not mistaken, that's the throat chakra. An authentic voice, speaking from an authentic voice. Cleaning up whatever it is that prevents you from speaking from an authentic voice. So let's see. What needs to be addressed here? What must be addressed? That could answer some of the questions from yesterday as well. What do you need to release? This could be an answer that you think you need, that you may have to release because it's taking you down a different path, or you have done so, but you're not seeing the fruits of your labor. But this is where Pluto direct comes in. It's something that's been taking a very long time here. That's why that Knight of Pentacles, I was about to say King of Pentacles. Which is, King of Pentacles is Taurus, and the new moon in Taurus was the start of the eclipse season, which was the day after Pluto went retrograde. And then we got fire ants here with the lizard. So miracles are about to occur. It's very important to be mindful of who it is that you're surrounded by, who you're telling your dreams to. Or on the flip side of that, you've done that. Now you're at a space where you're looking to see, okay, what's next? Now, let me get some, okay. What's next? The first word for fire ant is aggression. The full moon card, let me grab that. The full moon card in the moon oracle deck, full moon in Aries card is a fiery climax approaches. So it is now 5/22. It is October 5th. Wednesday. Before I even look at that, where are we planetary hour-wise? Okay, we're on our way to Mars. Okay. Emotions are running high, and the fiery climax approaches is the card for the full moon in Aries in this deck, which is on the 9th at 16 degrees. Under this, you got to be shitting me. It's time to take action. New moon in Aries. Now, so you sit here talking about this full moon in Aries for a reason now, okay? Emotions are running high. It's time to take action. So I feel like that's part of the rebuilding of your identity when it comes to your psyche, when it comes to your soul. Welcome, goddess. So, huh, Pluto directly is showing you an easier path. Show the world the real you when it comes to the emotions of others around you, because they're not used to seeing this version of you. Shit, you just getting familiar with it too. So hey, so don't treat yourself like a caterpillar when you're now a butterfly. You got wings. You may not even remember your life as a caterpillar, because once it goes into the cocoon, the chrysalis stage, it dissolves, it turns into goo. Speaking of the physical representation after the second water spiritual season, second water spiritual season, second phase before becoming the Hierophant or given the additional master key. This is like being granted the rite of passage, have been granted the rite of passage, but physically experiencing what the rite of passage is from the position of receiving a reward. There could be a rise in situations that used to feed your imbalances, and this is what you're being asked to take action on. That's what that is. Emotions are running high. It's time to take action on situations that have been feeding your imbalances. But this is why the Phoenix is here with the miracle of doing that for you, helping you do so. Now I'm seeing the Tower card. Let's see one more here. Phoenix, give me the connection between the two here. Give me the connection between the two. Does that say what it say? Yeah, what you need to release, nothing will come of this situation. I mean, well, shit. There's the eye. This is like letting go of looking for, because the new moon in Aries came out, which has to do with potential. This could be looking at somebody and their potential, but they can only take the lid off that potential if they are willing to. You can't do it for them. For some of you, this is where you're feeding your imbalances. But also a pivotal moment in your life when you change your perception of that and realizing who you are and what it is that you're choosing to deal with if you know that that vibration lowers yours. But now allowing yourself to step away from it with love. Especially if you realize ain't nothing's gonna come from this. This is like being able to avoid going into the abyss, basically. Because it's giving me a vibe of you've been there before. You don't need to go through that again. That's a message. You've been there before. You've been in this position before. This is for some of you who are messing with something from the past here. You've been here before in the same position. Okay? But this is the second go around. You've realized you've changed, but you're still encountering similar situations from this person with the change, with the wholehearted change that you know you've made, it's time for you to move forward. There's no need to go back. Unless you feel like there's something that you still have to learn from that. See? So, and if this has to do with love, continue to be patient for those of you who are, single at this moment. Just continue to be patient. But as you're being patient, what you want to be mindful of not telling yourself is that you're not looking for love right now, because that means you saying that it has to do with all relationships, not just romantically. You say you're not looking for love, well, now your work is going to look like that. People around you going to look like that. Just keep that in mind. Let's see what the spirit animal, because with the lizard here, this is speaking of picking up on energies all around. And if you know you have that ability, you got to be wiser with the way you move. Look at that. You got to be way wiser with this ancient wisdom and knowledge that you got. You know? The spider. Write more, talk less. Write more, talk less. It's beat. Wow, with the starfish. These are some strong cards, y'all. The phoenix, the starfish, the spider, the vulture, and the fire ants. Like, whatever this is that was feeding your imbalances. Now, this is being okay, more than okay with who you are, because who you are isn't for everyone. Let's go over here. Who you are is not for everyone. That's a message. Trust your intuition when you're around particular energies. When you feel, empowered, keep going. If you start feeling drained, turn your ass around. Okay. Let's see here. Homesick for the stars, longing for home. Be patient, okay? Be patient. Your life is a canvas. You're manifesting, seeing potential, bringing the unconscious to light. Be patient. You're bringing whatever it is that you've been writing here, and you're blah, 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 blah. You're bringing forth in reality your manifestations. At least your ancestors are coming through here, okay, to help you pull through. Now I just got this image of somebody helping someone up, got pulled down, and in order for them to get pulled up, the same one that was helping somebody that pulled them down, your guides, your ancestors have to do this. Like, they have to. It has to be an earth angel that comes around to pull you up out of here. This could be even yourself, though. Your higher self. It's like the second time. Mm-hmm. This is like you going through that moment where you're recognizing yourself to pull yourself back up, going through that crystalline or that chrysalis stage, learning how to be human in the world but not of it. Mm-hmm. The ears. The ears are major here. Mm-hmm. You got ear there twice. You got ear. Here. Boom, boom. But going this way. Now, remind me of what that was. when it comes to me. I'll let you know. So, hold on. Let's see what this message is that's coming through here. It have to be something. Star Brothers. Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. In order for you to get out of this, one of these ancient ancestors have to come and get your ass. See, that little boy said he left. He was too scared. At least that's what it sounded like he said. Now, wow, let me vibe out on this one, cause let me vibe out on this one. Cause it's collective, and I feel like I'm tapping into a collective inner knowing, and there's so much to look at. But to get the energy across to the collective right now, I'm literally being shown how it's all being put together in order to serve it as one piece, because it's not something that can be broken down, but it has to come through. It can be broken down, but not in that sense. What I'm saying is, it has to be a full body, complete. Ready to be delivered. As far as the body's process, not the calendar. So this moment just now felt like when you realize what this is that you have to release, there's this pause that happens in your life. This pause looks different for a lot of people. Some of it came across as trauma. This pause dressed itself in trauma. For others, laziness, dissatisfaction with something you used to love doing. Because it was being purged from anything that wasn't actually celebrating the energy of the gift or the ability or your idea. And this got clearer for a lot of people from the beginning of this eclipse season, along with the North Node being in the sign of Taurus and the South Node in Scorpio. This is the image that I'm getting with the South Node in Scorpio, that there's just so much death and transformation that has yet to have a rebirth, but I'm seeing the separation of what could be rebirth. That shit ain't pretty. However, that's where this vulture comes through at. That's yeah, I'm seeing things from an eye of a vulture right now. Now, the beauty is in what's being revived. That's the miracle. This could be a new home, a child, relationship, start of your business. But you're doing this now from a space where you know yourself. That shit looks and feels different. You could be receiving a lot more compliments at this moment before you even receive what it is that you've been wanting to manifest. For some of you, this shit's been like a minimum of 12 years. Just the energy of it, though. Like, yeah, confirmation. A whole flock of birds just flew by. Some of you, your heart was supposed to be lighter than a feather. Not supposed to. Your heart is lighter than the feather, which is why you have such a divine connection with ancestors and spirits and anything that has a vibration. Even what doesn't have a vibration, you have a connection to it. So your heart is lighter than a feather. Now I smell tostones. Excuse me? Did I just see that right? I don't even want to say it. Oh, okay. I see what that could mean. Hold on. I just got to make sure. That better be as far as like transforming. Yeah, okay, cool. Okay. Okay. I just saw something about Aphrodite's done. I was like, wait, what? But it's part of that phoenix energy, that change. I'm telling you, this energy's different. What's being revived is I'm actually lost for words right now. So that was part of the message as well. The same way, whatever this is that's being rebirthed, like I said, it could be through a child, it could be through your relationship, it could be through your health, it could be in so many areas at once. That's the other part of it. So many areas at once. You know what I'm saying? It's gosh. Let me see. Tell me what this because we got feelings here at the we diving deep on right because that's what's on this see with the three dive deep decision and contentment, which would be the Ace of Pentacles. Contentment is also connected to the Ace of Pentacles, and the lighthouse is back there. Contentment, contemplation, temperance, Temperance tent lamentations. What the? Excuse me. Temperance tent lamentations. Let me hold up. Give me a second. Let me see what this message is. Whoa. Archangel Uriel. Temperance tent lamentations. What is this about? What is the energy of this? 544, 444. Cornucopia of blessings. 11. A lot of possibilities here. We just said Ace of Pentacles, right? Is 444. Where you at? 544 here. 545 now. We're in Mars energy. We're getting a good view of what this full moon Aries is bringing. 1125. Yesterday I got the number 1025, so 125 could be significant. So this is the battle between self and this 7. The battle between self is handled at the root chakra. So this is like the message that's coming through. Some of you feel like you're connected to your sensuality, sexuality, but not in the way that you're supposed to be. Not the way that's in connection to your soul, put it that way. Not even so much supposed to be. The way that is connected to your soul, your sensuality is having like this rebirth. Daughter spirit. This could be expressing yourself. Not dimming your light in the way you express yourself through your sensuality. Being around people that actually celebrate you, no, look at you like just a physical thing, like you're more than just a physical. Let me see. Lamentations. Blue Jay. Five through 12. Lamentations 5 through 12. Her enemies succeeded. They hold her in their power. The Lord has made her suffer for all her many sins. Her children have been captured and taken away. The splendor of Jerusalem is a thing of the past. Her leaders are like deer that are weak from hunger, whose strength is almost gone as they flee from the hunters. The lonely ruin now, Jerusalem, recalls her ancient splendor. When she fell to the enemy, there was no one to help her. Her conquerors laughed at her downfall. Her honor is gone. She is naked and held in contempt. She groans and hides her face in shame. Jerusalem made herself filthy with terrible sins. Her uncleanness was easily seen, but she showed no concern for her fate. Her downfall is terrible. No one can comfort her. Enemies have won, and she cries to the Lord of mercy. The enemies robbed her of all her treasure. She saw them enter the temple itself, where the Lord have. And as I was pausing just now, and that honk came through, this seems like the healing that's happened for some of you here, as far as like ancestral wounding and how deep it goes. This is overcoming the world and not what's within the world. This is someone who's overcoming the world. There's a lot that happens in these boxes or these worlds. But if you are overcoming the world, you're overcoming everything in it. John 16:33. This is how that door is going to pop up to you, the door to value, what you value. It's like that moment where you break free after this period of waiting. And what you did during this period was, during this period of waiting, you were patient. Giving your spirit guides in the ethers the ample time to fix things for you. This is like 1 year to a cosmic being could be like 10, 20 years for you. Just keep that in mind. So as you're having like these moments of deja vu, it's basically like a quantum leap is what I'm getting from that right now. Having a moment where you can pick up where what you left behind, especially if it's something that it is required for you to continue this journey, to quantum leap. Going back to that scenario that we was picking up on earlier. Okay, so let me get one more card here. It's also given as you get closer to this door to value, you experience more deception, only for you to clean it up, though. That's all. Nothing to be, mad about. Patience again. And this is on 10:10. The clock on that that she's holding here. You see her locks though? I love her locks. Peep game. Clock is on 10:10. The wings are down, preparing for takeoff. That shows up like this. 16, that's full moon in Aries, and that's 4 days away. But focus more on the energy, not the countdown of the days, so that way you don't sit here and psych yourself out. Meaning, take yourself away from your soul. Let it do what it do, because it doesn't have the perception of time the way you do. Going back to 1 year to the cosmic realm is like 10, 20 years. Some fucking a whole lifetime. Just never know. As far as what doors you have access to open to know. And I feel like those of you who do know, you become the vulture. You become the one who does things that is not, no one else is going to do. Cleaning up the mess. But I'm also getting, you've done this before in another lifetime. If 11:11. But you didn't get to experience the fruit of your labor. You came back around this time to experience that. Definitely someone who's reincarnated for sure. 21. Coming back around here. Come on now. Came back around for love. Another 11, by the way. Something could really be shifting here for a lot of you by next month. I love to see that this is at the bottom of it all. It's anxiety. And stepping into the points that have been aligned for you when it comes to love. Angel, angle of love. 4913, Pluto goes direct, represented by number 13. Let's get some tarot cards, shall we? Was that a crow? Yes. 554. Heart lighter than the feather or balanced out. Messenger, star keeper. Let me pull another spread here. We're going to go into the tarot. $5.55. Dreaming again. Let me see. Let me shit. Pull another animal spirit for this because it came out again. And we just had the vulture and the fire ant with it. What is dreaming about now? What would you like to discuss with the collective regarding their dreams, their calling, and their dreams? For some, you have a calling. You're more connected to what you can see with your eyes closed rather than what you have power of access to see with your eyes open. Because now you're getting to a state where you have to be able, I have speaks of Taurus, Venus, energy, core values, having to be able to see what it is that you want with your eyes open, not with your eyes closed. This is like performing on stage with your eyes open and not your eyes closed. Thank you for your blessings, Fatima, Goddess Fatima. Gratitude. Infinite blessings to you, beloved. What is the dreaming here about? Okay. The shark. Shit, you go from a vulture to a shark, and then you got the elephant. Why is this giving me a vibe of Shark Tank? So this is like an opportunity to connect with investors. Something about walking away from what no longer serves you. This could be a job that, okay, sounds like entrepreneurship for some of you here. Got the 8 of Wands here upright. What is going on? These cards just flipping out. A move is required or will happen for this to happen. Moving first and this happens. Or this happening means that you're moving. It allows you to move. Shark. The elephant, it speaks of something that is unstoppable, auspicious, and wise. Destroyer of obstacles is at the bottom of all of this. Solar power through the eclipse. I feel like this is a reminder of the same message from before, though. Not feeding what keeps you in a state of imbalance. Let's see. The shark here. Directness, exposure, revealing true nature and desire. So, knowing where it is that you are being acknowledged so you don't lower your vibration. Period. Knowing where you're acknowledged so you don't have to lower your vibration, because the shark is only dangerous when it's not acknowledged as being direct. This is being around people who are not low vibrational. That can come through as jealousy, envy, um, fear, anger, you know. Something big needs to be exposed. And the energy of the shark takes over when you're hesitant to be honest, to be totally yourself. Let me see here. What's when in balance, you're mysterious. There's something about you that people admire and love, but they just can't figure it out what it is. Even if you did tell them, they still can't figure it out. Look at that. That phoenix don't stop. But the hyena, this is something you laugh about. I just heard Source say, stop playing. You know how you really feel about what you're sitting here joking around and shit. That's for somebody. You know who you are. Look at this. The deer. Were we not just talking about the deer not too long ago? Or one of these other ones? You'll be able to sense this. Whatever this is. Okay. Some of you, when it comes to your calling and you start to do you, it's like you go into a ball. This is like going on stage performing with your eyes closed. Open your eyes. They're here to celebrate you. And it's time for you to see that. This is for others of you who are on your way to a stage of that magnitude where you just have to, like, this could be a part of stage fright for some. But people are here to see you. People are here to see you perform. Do what you know how to do. But do it from the way you know how to do it authentically. That's all you do. You've already gone through those lessons of the way you react around people who don't acknowledge you, or the way they react when they misacknowledge you. Your heart knows, though. Ooh. Ooh. You got the bat. Something hidden. Has to do with love. And you got the gazelle. Now, remember we was talking about the second time around? See, if the second time around, the passion ain't there, the horns ain't out, feel me? Acting like this, but still looking like this, that's no. You know what I'm saying? Two different animals, obviously. It's like they have a resemblance, but there are features that you can tell which is which. You hear what I'm saying? Something looks exactly the same. One is your actual reflection, the other one looks something like it. I feel like if this is a decision that you would have to make when it comes to a partnership in work, this is choosing the person that looks more like you. Or this could be like similar spiritual values, taking it on that note, similar spiritual values versus the one you know just based off of who you grew up with. Something to that effect is basically connecting with your soul tribe when it comes to your dreams. Somebody's pretending that something isn't right for them. But once they look at cause and effect, they'll be able to balance it out immediately. Is your dream your calling? Is your dream your calling? Is your dream your calling? Feel like there's a vision you have that's already manifested in the physical. You keep your eyes closed. It's basically you staying in the center or stuck in the middle of something. But the moment you open your eyes, you realize that what you see behind the lid is also what you're seeing while your eyes are open. So that the next time you go into this state to visualize or to dream, you can dream a bigger dream. So this is like not settling just for where you've made it. Because I'm telling you, I feel like this energy of the miracles that's coming through is gonna be out of this world for y'all in all areas of life. Yep. Let me see. Let me get one more card here before I officially go into the tarot. Trust. Trust what exactly was the foundation of it? Trust your decision. DTD. Trust your decision. Feelings. Where do you feel at a higher vibration and where you don't when it comes to love? Boo. All right. Let me go ahead over here. Move forward towards the magic. You're being asked to move forward. So this is even Neptune. The moment that this staff goes into the water, it changes the vibration of the water, making it go different wavelengths. This is like being given the gift from your mom. I just see mom here. Let's see. Some of you have, there's a feeling that you have, is a generational feeling. That's a gift. There's a generational feeling that's a gift, the ability to feel. Some of you about to discover this ability you have with your hands. And this is why you're being given certain tools at this moment. And it's a gift that you have that can destroy anything that gets in your way. Even something as intense as a kraken that floods an entire nation and destroys it, everything in it. It's a flood that destroys all. Love. Yeah, there's the power of love. The power of love. Power of love, huh? Here for it. Some of you about to see what the power of love for yourself actually does. Really operating from as within, so without. It's like your soul, your body, and your spirit. Soul, body, mind, spirit, they all aligned for you to see what this truly looks like. What happened in love here in the past? Okay. In the past, you felt like you were in a situation that it was the love that you deserved. And that the love that you felt that you deserved had something to do with your core values. You already know that though. Healing family issues. The moment you heal the family issues, the moment your perception of what that energy actually is, that in itself is a mystery. This is going back to people who love things or admire you in a way that they can't even put their finger on. Because you can say you love somebody or you're in love with them. You can feel it, but could you actually put your finger on it? Some people will say, yeah, when they, point to what it is that they love. But I mean the actual frequency of it. Might be so strong in its vibration that it's tapped with a physical finger. It'll zap it right on out. Because it's the same thing that can turn blood into a sperm cell, being magnetized by the womb to create a child from water to bones and flesh. Like, presently, you're being asked to make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. And let's see what the next card is here. For one, trust in the love that you see with your eyes closed. Trust that you can see that with your eyes open. Flirt. That is funny. That is funny. It's like you have the earth angels of expansion giving you the elixir to allow you to reconnect with your inner child, with the teenage self, with the young adult self of you that was vibrant and passionate about things. Or even if it's not at those phases, those ages or time frames in life, this is something to do with the energy itself. So you could extend your lighthearted energy to others, which will then lead to playfulness, you see? Healing family issues will help you to Step more into playfulness to recapture romance and allowing your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Just like that. That's exactly what you just said, yeah. Calling in your soulmate is now at the bottom. And then you have true love. Voila. This is the romance of a lifetime very soon. This is what I said. Even if it's not a relationship that you want, don't tell yourself that you put in love on pause. You listen. The moment you put that word on pause, you get what you ask for, and it won't be love. Just keep it that simple. Just keep it that simple. So, let's go into the tarot spread. I'm laughing because I've actually applied that in my life. And this is when I step away without explaining myself. Like, you obviously ain't got love with you. You forgot how to flirt. No, you need to dance, honey. Just dance to your favorite songs. Dance to the songs when you remember. Dance to songs that remind you of the way you would flirt. Yeah. I heard Pluto going direct. 616 on the timer. Ashe. So here we go. There go the King of Pentacles coming out first. This one over here is smiling like a motherfucker too. Just flirting. Look at him. It's like this is a person that will normally come up to you with the material things that they have access to, but they can't even focus on that because of the essence that you're bringing forward. These could even be people that want to invest in you too, where they're like, I've never seen such a product or such a this or whatever. King of Pentacles, let's see what we got going on here though. Whoa, look what popped out. The Justice card with the Wheel of, what the fuck am I looking at here? Huh? Chill. Chill. Whoa. Justice, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Chariot. And we said we're going to pay attention to when the Chariot comes out. So I'm telling you, look at what the fuck is going on here? Remember, your heart lighter than a feather. I feel like the more that 8 of Cups energy that popped out before, the more you walk away from those things that no longer serve you and the imagination, your imagination, you being the magician or the manifester of your nation, conquering your worlds, not what's in it. Because if you're conquering what's in it, other things that are part of that world that are connected to what you're conquering within it is going to continue to be a challenge. So the moment you conquer the world, you're conquering everything within it. Conquering everything within it brings this: the Chariot, the Wheel of Fortune, and Justice. Victory and success. That's part of your soul contract. And divine is not allowing anything in the physical to stop it, not even your spirits that you could be connected to have an ability to turn certain things that are in the physical in a different direction that you need to be going in. I mean, well, okay. Huh. Wow. Yeah, something you've been waiting on is no longer on hold with this Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles here. Listen, let me see, because you got the King of Pentacles out here like that. What is this King of Pentacles doing here? You know what? I paused it, and here goes the King of Cups. And the Judgment card is under the King of Cups. So there's a decision that has to be made between a water sign and an earth sign, or sun. This is what I was saying about this energy. They have all the physical things in the world, all material things in the world. But when they come around you or sense you, they're deep in their emotions. Because you see how it's like these two is giving me the same person. But around you, this person is able to open themselves up. This is giving me God of an underworld though. Because this energy is above it. But this is a whole different realm where this king is. It's like you can see that, but it's very faint. See? Then you have the Ten of Swords here and the Tower, followed by the Ten of Cups, and then the Sun card, and the Six of Cups. Yeah, what in the fuck is going on? Okay, well, I'm like, Pluto said miracles, right? Tell me a lot is going to be stabilized around you. That's the energy of the King of Pentacles. Something that you look at this shit here again. Guardian in the gate in the contract. You got the key. You got the key. Say, look at Judgment. Let me see. Fuck. Okay. Remember what I was saying about is giving me the vision of what has the ability to be reborn. It basically looks like this. See all these souls here? And then you have those that are being freed because they're being called. And then we got that dreaming card. Something about a change in hair color. Move forward. Sims. Okay. Give me a second. What are you showing me here? Let me see what they're showing me here. Because I feel like whoever she is still here. Having to yet answer the call. That's why the guardian in the gate is here. What is that? What is the energy of this contract? Okay. $306. That's Mars. That's Jupiter and Pisces energy right there, though. March 6th. What's the energy of this contract here? in relation to her being called work. 36, 38, 38, 8. Make sure that you're not being shortchanged here, okay? Let me see something. Wait a minute. Um, hmm. Somebody could be 38 that's being asked to step to the throne. Hmm. Eating more yams. Take that however it resonates with you. 38 is the father of the sea. Some of you, this is your ancestor speaking to you. Okay. The one who there's somebody who woke up, don't normally wake up, but they woke up because your energy is connected to them, so they knew they had to wake up from wherever they were, or at least come to where you're at to get things moving, because father of the sea is 38, and then we have this father of the sea here now. And I feel like you're being called to move forward when it comes to your magical gifts, answering the call when it comes to your magical gifts, because it's going to bring you massive abundance. You have the support from your future self. You're being given the support from your future self. Like, this is before you came into this world, when you were going over what your contract was. Right? The moment you answer that calling, a dream helps you do this, though. There's a dream that you have that causes this energy, this judgment, this point of decision. Yeah. But you had to dive deep into what it is that you were hoping for, only to connect to your inner knowing, to contemplate. The contemplation is the pivot that allows you to bring your blessings in and break free. There goes the Kraken once again. It's got to do with love. She looked like Tiana Taylor. That's wild. And she a Sag. Shout out to my Sagittarius. Now, that would be Jupiter expansion, the God energy within you. Okay. So we got toil and labor. Something was taken from you that's being given back. Man. Courtship. This can have to do with love. Speaking of the last scenario that we got, you've done this before, but this time you get to experience the fruits of your labor here. Ooh, yeah. Mm-hmm. And this is the moment you give birth to it. Your water already broke. Remember the angel that we saw in the back with the bow and arrow? Bringing back in that liveliness, that radiance within you. We got message of concern coming through here. 414 could be significant. feel like this has to do with the rebuilding of your psyche. It changes the way you are connected to money as well, where you're able to manifest it faster here. Expectations at the bottom of the deck. Why is poverty here? To connect you to sudden wealth. Basically going through all this work to connect to sudden wealth. And that's the tower moment or the awakening or Uranus. And this is the age of Aquarius. This is the age of mindfulness, meaning the dance between your conscious and subconscious mind. Okay. Let's see. Let me grab one more energy card to see. Confirm this here for the collective. You're a healer of the ages, all right. Wow, that is your contract. Shit. And Archangel Michael is your security guard. Oh, you're funny. Here you go. Hey. Tell me more about the King of Pentacles story then. Five of Swords. Now that this is going to show what happened. In order to step into this position of the King of Pentacles, knowing yourself, your true worth and your true value, we have here the challenge for this King of Pentacles is the Five of Swords. Five of Swords is Venus in Aquarius. Your core value is about social relationships. What is it that connects you to certain people? Why is it that you connect to certain people? And in those two questions, is there anything that is low vibrational that you're feeding imbalances when it comes to yourself as to why you may even have these connections? Because it's damn sure taken away from your money too, and your emotional security. And you have to have emotional security to be in connection to your soul. Ashe. Archangel Michael guide y'all. I love it. The penguin is like, it's okay. You almost made the same mistake like I did, where I adapted to not flying anymore. But you're being given back your wings on some shit like that. This is a trailblazer. You got to go through these scenarios on your own. And I feel like where you may have slowed down on the process of seeking that help outside of yourself, when you will hold God out here. I'm not saying that you can't do that, but what you're asking for can only come from your cosmic support, your ethereal support. Here we have the Fool card coming out reversed as the foundation of your reading. Not being impulsive here. Which is a great thing. But this could also mean not taking those leaps of faith when you should. Six of Wands, victory. The ability to work with fire here. It's a craft that some of you have, or you know someone that's, what is that, a fire twirler or something like that? Or that could be something you've been thinking of doing. or just in general, there's an idea that you have that it's your vision for a reason. It's your vision for a reason. So if you can put the work in so you can suddenly reach this moment of wealth or success, but you're someone who has to do it in a way that's a trailblazer, a pioneer. But that's a great thing for you, because when you get to that level, you can see who truly celebrates you for all that you are, not just because you're at that particular level. Eight of Swords. And some of you are actually recognizing where you allow yourself to take people in when they truly don't appreciate you, just from a habit of people pleasing. And it's like a side effect of people pleasing. Let me get one more. Here we got the King of Cups. In the immediate past, water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Jupiter, and Gemini. Someone who loves to talk here. For some of you, this is part of the realization that you're having. There's a water sign that loves to talk. And currently, you're now seeing where there's certain things that you value, right? And keeping it to yourself, between you and your partner, whoever it is. Like, this could be a partnership that you have that you involve more people than are actual partners. And this got to do with spells too, in terms of the way people speak about you behind your back, and you wondering why your energy could be off because you're not surrounded by people who truly wholeheartedly support you. And you wondering then, why do I feel like I know I'm supposed to be doing something, but I'm not? It's kind of like saying, oh, I'm not going to drink today, and you do drink. It's like, said you wasn't. And you know why you said you weren't, but you kept doing it. But that energy and not knowing why you're stopping, that energy and not knowing why you're stopping, not being motivated to even make that decision. So there's a lack of inspiration that has come to the forefront that actually connected to your lack of motivation. And now it's clear to you. We got the Six of Swords. There's victory moving forward as always. It's this Nine of Swords. Yeah, this is moving away from unnecessary issues. It's like moving away from people who always see the negative. Like the majority of their perception comes from a negative way of being. Like that shit is, that can be very draining. Very draining. And that's showing me where the fire ants and the vultures are coming through, clarifying the dreaming card that we saw, that we've been looking at. Something needs to change as far as where you feed imbalances. Temptation. That's 9 and 6. 15 is temptation. Capricorn energy, Pluto and Capricorn going direct on the 8th. This is definitely going to help you come up out of that too. Yep. Seeing things way differently now. What's in your immediate future here? The Knight of Swords. Gemini energy, a new way of thinking. I love to see that though with the Eight of Swords in your immediate past. So this is basically handling the way you communicate with others, who's in alignment with your network, who's within your network. Yeah, that's 14. Being clear and concise with your communication while still being tempered. Now, Mercury is also direct, so this is showing where things could be moving forward here for you as far as communication with business. Feel like there's a spiritual gift you have that you're being asked to incorporate when it comes to your business. That way it can take a load off. It will take a load off. Can I have one more here for the immediate future? The Four of Cups. Speaking of drinking, chill. And it came out sideways. So that's what it is. It's like you didn't realize before why you weren't motivated to take action on a decision until you realize there's something having to do with it when it comes to your inspiration or people around you, social relationships that's triggering this part of you to not be motivated. That shit is whack. This could also be noticing who you have fun with without liquor or without trees. And or disconnecting from those who are only people to be around when they're doing so. I feel like that's something that comes through in your dream state though. It's like some of you were given a universal nudge about a particular partnership. This could be within your family as well, because this is the moon in Cancer. You see the reason why they feel the need to use external substances. Enjoy, do what you do. You know what I'm saying? But this is something that's affecting you. But in order for you to see that fully, there were things that you had to dig through. You weren't just going to be able to see it from a certain level or a surface level. This is like going back to what we were seeing with the King of Cups, and we had the Judgment card and how things were moving in the realm of judgment. But the King of Cups, Scorpio-like energy, South Node in Scorpio, is really clearing out everything that would restrict you from connecting to what you feel is luxury to you. You know? And some of you are disconnecting from certain people who have a lack mindset because you realize how that also, trickles down into your life. And I feel like this is where some of you would have, a hard time disconnecting. Because, yeah, these people were great, but they have a way of communicating that's also detrimental to you. And this is someone on a spiritual journey who's being given access to see that from a deeper perspective, to be able to walk away with love and not get into unnecessary arguments. Look at that. The advice card is the Wheel of Fortune. Divine intervention, the wheel of karma. You can either receive the reward of karma or go through another karmic experience. That's the advice. Based on the collective energy, we got Justice card coming out at the bottom. This is what came out with the Wheel of Fortune here. Before, what's this turned over? We got the Strength card and Two of Cups. Yeah, there's definitely going to be an elevation when it comes to matters of love, wherever that is, wherever you want more of it. Based on the collective's energy here, what else can you tell me about the advice of the Wheel of Fortune? What else can you tell me for the collective? What is this Wheel of Fortune here as the advice? It's time for you to set boundaries. So this could be what the Phoenix Rising is doing. It's not something you're going to be in control of. Remember yesterday's reading with Temperance? And what was the strategy? The Death card came out was to end it. Look at this. You got the Five of Pentacles, Mercury and Taurus. Mercury and Taurus, you have a way of your thoughts manifest rapidly, but if you're not in the proper environment, it won't. And you got the Ten of Cups right up under that, Mars and Mercury. So these are things that you have control over. And all of these. See, as far as the use and action of your willpower, because these two are Mars cards of Mars. The use and action of your willpower. Okay? You got Leo here and you got Pisces. The use and action of your will. Let me know if we back, because I just saw the connection went out. Let me know if you can hear me well. That's what you're being shown here in the immediate future with the Mercury card of the Knight of Swords. Communication is key. Thank you. Communication is key. You have been granted that key. Now it's time for you to open the gate. A new cycle. You're walking through the doors. It's like you're walking through these new doors and you're walking past your ancestors and your spirit guides, and they're tuning you up for this happiness and joy here that you receive due to boundaries. That's also going to be coming in. These boundaries, some of these boundaries got a lot to do with your spirit guides putting a block on certain things. So if something isn't working at the time frame that you wanted to, it's going back to like a rejection. That's your protection. So let me get one more here from this deck that we're using. Tell me more again about the Wheel of Fortune based on the collective's energy. Wheel of Fortune. Then we have, who's this? The King of Swords. That's three of them out here now. So this could be an air sign that's being blocked from you. And I feel like that's the air sign here. There's certain habits that they have that as the healer of the ages, you stepped into their life at a point that you were supposed to be there. Now it's time for you to move on. This could be in anything that you got going on. And it doesn't have to be specifically the way I'm saying it, but that's what I'm getting from this. This is like they're showing you why something has to be blocked out or is being blocked out, because it's playing mind games here with you. There's some mental manipulation going on. Let me grab one more card here. And they're allowing it to be water under a bridge. Temperance. What was the card that looked like Tiana Taylor? Hold up. TT. Well, abundance one looks like her. What was the other one? Blessings. Wow. And again with the calling. We just talked about this temperance card. What was the strategy because bruh, yesterday's message we got temperance followed by the Page of Pentacles and then King of Swords. However, the question that we clarified was, what is this strategy? What is this angels, earth angels, temperance angel? What is this temperance angel's strategy? And the card that came out was the death card, was to end something, for there to be a new beginning. Now, as we know from the title of this video, Pluto going direct. Let me get some more on this because this is tying into yesterday's message now. What is Pluto bringing in? Switch decks. There goes Page of Pentacles here. So let's make it simple. What is Pluto bringing in? What is Pluto bringing in? What is Pluto bringing in? A message of concern. What is the concern? 14 again with temperance. Community. Again, your environment. Robbing yourself from this. The environment is robbing you from something here. But Pluto direct, what is it? What is Pluto direct bringing here in regards to this message of concern of the community? This is also third house energy, Gemini energy. Let's see. 14, that's 5. Hierophant, the keys. I feel like this is like the agreement about the keys that you're being given from what it is that you have undone yourself from. 12, to step into the Empress energy. Something here having to do with work. Being more flexible, mending a situation here. See? 33, 44. 19. 33, 44. 33, 44. Reactivating your inner master. Say less. Say less. That's the judgment. There goes that number 3. I bet. Reactivating your inner master. That's what Pluto is bringing. It's going to lead to major celebrations as well. All right, let's see what's in the environment here for the collective. What's this that want to come out? 7 of Cups and the Emperor. Whoa, shit. Wow, the Emperor, 10 of Swords, the Hermit, and the Ace of Wands. Major new beginnings here if you decide to take action on what it is that you want. Being honest about what you want, because your psyche is being rebuilt, so you don't want to rebuild the psyche based on where you came from that you feel has been a burden in your life, because that can come through as a form of self-pity. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Have more gratitude for what you have experienced and where you're at now. Wow. Three of Swords. What's in your environment is Three of Swords in reverse. I love that. I just heard no more pain and no more drama. Yeah, we got the Queen of Pentacles. That's someone who answers the call. And this is Capricorn right here. Now, Three of Swords also indicates the time frame that we're in as far as it being the 5th of October, 6:54 on the time. What is in the environment at this moment for the collective? We got the Ten of Pentacles. The Judgment is a fucking Ten of Pentacles. Look at that. I'm in here. The Queen of Cups, the Knight of Cups. Listen, this is where the miracles start kicking in now. Either you, the healer of the ages, or someone around you. 2/11/33. Everything going off up in here right now. 1855. There's changes at the root of the situation. Some of you got Pluto in the 4th. 18 moon card. What's this? The Seven of Swords. This is telling me there's no need for you to have a doubt when it comes to you moving forward. There's no benefit in doubting. You have been shown all of the swords that could possibly block you. Now that you know what it is part of your inner strength. Okay? This is like seeing everything before it comes your way, or having all of these things that you have experienced in the past gives you the clarity. Look at that shit. The Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So yeah, that's the mega truth right there. It's like the way I'm seeing this. Your past, present, and future self, okay, is having this moment where you can see everything that was designed to come at you. That's 7. This is what I was talking about, that this is something that you would have to seek guidance from the spiritual realm, the cosmic realm, or the ethers. With the Phoenix coming out, because there was something at the root of you, at the base of it all, 4th house energy, that had to be looked at. Until then, it would be dangerous, like the shark. Shit. What is the outcome here? This is amazing energy, though. It speaks overcoming for sure. What is the outcome here? The 3 of Wands. That's another 3. Yeah, you have 3 here. With the 4 of Swords. So, see what I'm saying? You can see everything clearly. It's like magnified to where you can't miss it. You're not going to miss this abundance that comes your way this time. That's also part of the miracle. A special connection when it comes to your spirit and your spirit guides as it relates to your creativity. Creative ways of manifesting once you've healed. The Knight of Cups. because it's going to require you to have to step into a different realm. Tell me more about the Three of Wands. The Seven of Wands. Yo. And this was part of, you're going to be able to see everything coming your way. I'm telling you. You're not going to miss out on this. This is your time. Enjoy it. Live it up. Rebuild this psyche. I'm out of here. I'm going to see y'all on the next live.